Hello world, y'all wondering why I gathered you here today in the middle of my room on this random ass Sunday. So if you don't know who I am Vibrant Speaks and welcome back to my channel. So I know lately I've been doing like the vlogs from my trip and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to switch gears here and upload a little bit more content surrounding discussion, like videos like this, talking about certain topics and sharing my experiences on them. So if you couldn't see by the topic of this video already, this is advice I wish I would have known when going away to college. So recently, this past Friday, we moved in my little brother to college. So we dropped him off. He's going to be going to Sac State, which is really crazy, right across the causeway from this big city. But I'm so excited for him and his journey. And when we were in the middle of doing all that, I kind of couldn't help but feel nostalgia thinking about when I first came to college and when I was moving in. And I just always remember thinking like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I was always questioning every single thing I did. I wasn't too sure. Like, I literally was so confused and lost as a first year in college. Because of that, it prompted me to make this video and talk about my experiences and what I've learned so far and sharing it with y'all and sharing what I wish I would have known coming into college, because it's not what like the movies obviously paints out to be, and I feel like everyone understands that. But as a first generation low-income student who's a woman and of color, it's a whole different experience, y'all. Let y'all know that you are not alone. It can be done. If you want it, go and get it. You deserve to be at these institutions. These institutions, frankly, are not made for us. They're not made for women. They're not made for people of color. They're not made for minorities. So through my time here, I've learned to navigate this environment. It's been a struggle, honestly, quite frankly, and it's been traumatic AF. As I'm going through it, I'm learning, and this is piece of information that I hope to share with y'all. So first and foremost, arriving to college. I remember my first day. I was so cool, so excited. I'm gonna go to my dorm. Oh my gosh, like, college is here. I'm about to make hella friends, meet hella people. So I got to my dorm. I have super dope roommates. So yeah, like, it was super cool. I was like, oh my god, like, I have dope roommates, housemates, whatever. And then I was like, I'm about to make hella more friends here. And then, like, I feel like my housemates could relate to this experience because we're both all of color and girls and whatnot. So we're like, damn, we're about to hella make friends. Like, the people next door, the people upstairs. Like, yeah, we met some people, but it wasn't like, oh my god, they're my besties. Like, I'm about to hang out with them. Like, I would see like our other floor mates like hang out with them more, and I was like, why? Like, I don't get it. Like, do they not like us, or like, are we like weird? But then I was like, no, they just can relate on a lot of shit because they're all white, and it's okay, you know. Like, there was just like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna force a friendship that's not there, and there was just a lot of things we did not have in common, and that's okay. So with that, it kind of prompted me to seek a community, because I mean, I did want to meet a lot of people. Like, I thought that's what college was gonna be like, and it wasn't. But I was just like in search of a community, in search of friends, like, but I felt like I was like, something's missing. I want to be involved. I want to do stuff. My first year, I was like, okay, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I would get really bad anxiety because all I had to do was classes, you know. Like, I didn't have like any like clubs I was a part of yet, like any sports. So like, I made it my mission towards the middle of my first year to like branch out and like meet organizations and like join something, you know. And through that experience, I remember I came across my Sunny sisters. Well, my sisters now. At the time they weren't, but I remember I was like super like excited about that because I always knew that I wanted to be in a sorority in college. Actually, you know what? This is gonna be another video. Greek life will be a whole nother video I will talk about. That was one of the ways I wanted to get involved through Greek life. But then I also wanted to do cheer. So that's something I did in high school. And I was like, I want to do it here again. So like, I was like, okay, like, just do it. So then I went and then I tried out and I made it. But yeah, I was just in really search of a community. So I felt like I was really lost my first year. And I remember towards the end of the year, I found out that we had a whole cross-cultural center. They had like a LGBTQIA resource center, a women's resource center, a AB 540 undocumented resource center. There's so many things there I did not know existed, and it's crazy because they're all there willing to help, but it's just like, you have to kind of put in the effort too to seek these places. And like after I found them, I was like, whoa, like this is so dope. There's people like me that feel the same way, you know? And it was just crazy to see and find. And honestly, just research them, like look up their IG pages, their Facebook pages, the pages on the website. They're there for a reason, to help students like us get adjusted to these institutions that are obviously not made for us. Next up, we want to talk about school. So we do come to college for the main purpose of getting a higher education. I know a lot of majors, like STEM majors, there's a lack of diversity, there's lack of women in there. I know personally for my major as well, I am a political science major, and my first poli-sci class was okay, but then as I started getting more into like deeper poli-sci, I would look around and there was nobody that looked like me. There was no girls, there was no people of color. It was very intimidating. I would sit in class and just feel stupid from the first moment I walked in to like when I walked out. I literally felt dumb because we had so and so over there whose dad was an attorney state general, or whose mom was a county judge or whatever, and I was like, oh my god. And going in, I felt like I have this in the bag. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I want to do. I know about this information. Like, I know these theories, blah, blah, blah. But no amount of research and studying could have prepared me for walking into that classroom and feeling that way. I wouldn't ask questions because I felt dumb. I thought my questions were stupid. I thought they weren't the worthwhile of the professor. But honestly, now you ask those questions. If you don't understand something, like ask the question. Like there's no such thing as stupid questions. Like your professors are there to help you. I know sometimes it could be very intimidating. I feel like mine, the majority were white males, so I was scared. I feel really uncomfortable talking to them. Like I feel super intimidating because I feel like they're gonna be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about or whatever. But no, like you take your education and run with it. You ask the questions you need to be asked. Like if something's unclear, like go to office hours. Take advantage of office hours. I cannot stress that enough. Like first year I really wouldn't go, but now I'm just like in there annoying them, saying what's this, what's that. Like honestly, take advantage. Do get close to your TAs as well, because they do understand what it is like to be an undergrad. A lot of the times they have been there recently, so they're more familiar with like the later ways of how undergrad works, because a lot of professors can be old and they went to undergrad like 20 years ago. But talk to your TAs. They're grad students, master students. They can be busy, but they are available to you. So just work around them. Get your money's worth for your education. So you deserved that spot in there. You earned it. You got that acceptance letter. No one can take that away from you. And don't let anyone take that away from you or your experience. So next up, I want to talk about mental health. That is something I feel no one ever told me was going to be an issue in college. But it's so fucking real to take care of your mental health in college. Like if you need to take a day off to just lay down and do nothing, by all means do it, because if you're not well and you don't feel well about what you're doing, then it's not gonna be, in the end, it's not gonna be okay. Like it's gonna bite you in the butt. There was a lot of days where I just felt like I could not get out of bed. I remember there was like a time, like my first year, that like for 3 days I stayed in bed. I was miserable. I was really going, a girl was going through it. But I remember I was like, Mel, step back. Like you've worked for this your whole life. Like I've known that I wanted to go to college since I was born. Like as stupid as it sounds, like everything I did from elementary school and on was to get me to college, because I knew that going through college was going to liberate me from my parents, from where I lived, and able to give me an education that I frankly couldn't give myself, you know? And where most of that is true, there's a lot of shit I did not know, like taking care of myself mentally and emotionally, because it's a big change. Basically throw you into a place that was not catered for you, you know? And I mean, it's hard. There was days where I just canceled. There was days where I would just tell myself like, no, go to class, like it's gonna be okay. And I would get the courage to just go to class, sit through it. Sometimes I would not pay attention. Like I felt good after going, being like, okay, like that's another task done. It's like the little victories, you know? And I got stronger through that. Like I was like, okay, like now, like let's go time. Like no one can take this away from me. It's mine and I earned it and I deserved it. So I'm here fighting for it. So like don't be afraid to like take days off and like put your mental health first. It could be stressful. Like if you need a day off, you need a day off. Like, you know yourself and your limits, so do take the time needed to like recuperate and restitute yourself mentally and emotionally. And you're not alone. Like, so many people experience this, yet no one talks about it. Why? I don't know, but I'm talking about it right now. And do take your time off and take care of yourself. Like self-care can mean so many different things. It can literally mean like eating a bag of hot Cheetos or watching Jerry Springer for 5 hours, or I don't know, whatever it may be. It can literally mean like sleeping all day. It could literally mean going outside doing nothing. Like, take your self-care days, like, do it. Next up, so friends and social environments. So coming into college, I was like, oh my god, I'm like a ton of friends because I'm really nice and I love people. And that shit got old real quick. So I remember like in the beginning, I'd want to be friends with everyone. Like, you have like your crew or whatever, but you just wanted to be friends with everyone, and you just want to be like in high school, like everyone knows each other, you know. College, it's damn near impossible because like there's so many people, so it's really hard. But one thing I do say is have quality over quantity. Do be selective about who you put your energy to, because essentially if you're putting your energy into someone that's not putting energy back into you, you're just wasting it, and it's not going to be good for you in the long run. So do have quality friends, and you'll know who they are. You'll find them as they come. So you could have one friend in the beginning, that's fine. 3 friends more, that's fine. You'll find your tribe, believe me, whether it's through your job, your classes, your dorm, your housemates, an organization you're a part of. Just wait and see, you'll find your tribe. And I'm so grateful that I was able to meet those type of people, and they've been around ever since, and it's been amazing for me, and I know they'll be around much longer after. Relationships in college. I came to college kind of talking to someone from back home. That was weird because I wasn't really invested like we were, but we weren't. Like, but I felt like that really limited me a lot with a lot of the friends I can make, because honestly, another thing in college is that you can't be friends. Like, some of my good friends are guys, and like it's nice to have them there because it gives you like a fresh outlook as just opposed to having girlfriends. But it's so doable, and you don't have to have like that awkwardness or weirdness. Like, I feel like I would just limit myself a lot at that point when I came, because I was like, oh no, I'm talking to somebody, like I can't do this, I can't do that, and like it was weird. Like, it wasn't worth keeping over because like it just stopped me from so many things. So like, you know your relationship if you're in one, you know what you want out of a relationship, and if you've been in a long-term relationship with someone you know has been so good to you and you've been so good to them, and they're gonna be in your life for a very long time, don't throw that shit away for something so small that will just be gone like this. License isn't a reason to cheat. College isn't a reason to cheat. Being at a party isn't a reason to cheat. Like, you know your relationship, so value it for what it's worth, you know? And yeah, I feel like my second year I lived it up. I was cool, friends with everyone, turn up, single AF. But then I mean, just you meet people and you just know, like, you obviously don't want to force anything. Like, don't go into college being like, I want to find a college boyfriend. Like, no, like, they'll come if they come, you know? Like, don't be hung up on that, because then you're just wasting your energies on that and like setting yourself like up for potential heartbreak, because a lot of times some guys are just not mature and ready for that, and that's okay. Some girls aren't mature and ready for that, and that's okay. So like, everyone at their own pace, but you focus primarily on your education, which is why you're here, and making good quality friends. So yes, I mean, my boyfriend started off as a friend. We're really cool. Like, I got to know him as a person, and then from that it grew, you know? For me, that's so dope, because like I feel like we didn't force that onto us or whatever, and now we have a great relationship. But I feel like todo a su tiempo. Wise words from my dad. But yeah, so that's what I have to say on relationships. Las fiestas, los parties, those turn up parties. When you think college, people think parties. I know my parents would think, se va al colegio y se va a los parties. And I'm like, oh no. But I remember coming into college, I was like, oh my god, people are gonna party, blah 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 blah. Like, I had partied before in high school, so I knew my limits. I knew how I like to party, kind of thing. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, it's their first time like partying in like when they come to college, it's gonna be their first time partying. So to those, I just say, like, please be careful. It's a very scary environment that has been so normalized throughout our society to get get fucked up, black out. Like, this culture, like, is toxic, and don't fall into it. Like, personally, I have probably, I'm not gonna lie, it's a thing. Like, but what I would suggest is always use the buddy system. Never leave your drinks unattended. Never go to a party alone. Don't go to unfamiliar places that you're not familiar with. So just always be looking out for one another as human beings. Be a decent human being. If you see something not good happening, call them out. Like, don't be a bystander. Like, don't let harm be done unto others, because what if that was you in your situation, that was you in that situation for whatever reason? Like, imagine, like, just call people out on their shit. Check your friends. Don't be afraid to do that. If you see some shady things going on, be like, cut it out, that's not good. Like, do you know what you're doing? And I just realized I had a whole ass string this whole time I was recording, so I'm sorry. That was probably distracting in this black shirt. But anyways, as I was talking about parties, so don't be afraid to call out your friends if you see some shady shit going on, because if you don't do it, then who will? People let that shit slide. Like, I remember I went to a party one of my first years as a little scared freshman. I would see so many girls just not okay, guys too, like, not okay, and like, those are very scary scenarios where now I'm looking back and like my literally heart wrenches, because I'm like, damn, I should have said something. Like, the more I became aware of these things, I was like, this is not okay. And this culture of like, oh my god, you have to back out, like no, like, especially not in places where like you are surrounded by people you don't know, who don't care for you like that, who probably won't ever, you know. Like, there's big parties that people don't give a shit. And I mean, like, you always want to know yourself and like regulate yourself, where you're drinking, who's there, what you're drinking. And I mean, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have your crazy nights where you black out, turn out, like pass out, whatever, but be aware of your limits, because medically that could fuck you up bad. Be aware of what you're at, like who's around you, if your friends are there. Find out what you like, what you don't like. You'll find out if you like partying at all, even. But that's something I do see within like people that do come to college and party for the first time. They just go too hard, and then it just does not end good. So one of the last topics I want to talk about is like family and relationship from back home. So for me, when I came away to college, I definitely feel like my relationship with my parents got a lot stronger, just because, not for the only obvious reason that they like started missing me or whatever, but like it just helped us realize what we missed from each other. And I remember like being back home would give me a lot of anxiety, like when I was still in high school, because it would always just be like nagging or like do this or that, and I had my own stuff going on like in high school, like my activities or whatever. But I feel like they would just do it because they're my parents. Like, parents sometimes don't know what to do with us. They just want us to be occupied. I don't know, I'm not a parent, I wouldn't know. But I remember like they just always nag at me, and I'm like, chill, like I'm doing the best I can or whatever. And now like they kind of get that, like I was kind of preparing myself for this, like I was doing something worthwhile. But yeah, I feel like our relationship has definitely gotten better. And I've always been a little bit closer to my dad, just because my mom and I bump heads a lot. But I feel like she's been able to definitely understand me more. I remember going away, like she was just like, oh, okay, she's going to college, it's college. They never really understood what college was. Like, I remember I was like, Mom, I'm gonna go to UC Davis, like one of the top universities in the nation. And they were like, oh, qué bonito. And I'm like, me, Mom, like I've worked my ass off my whole life for this. But I remember now they understand more of what I'm doing and where I'm at. And even sometimes they still don't get it. Like the sorority stuff, they don't get. I don't expect them to. They weren't given the opportunity to go to college and experience these kind of things. But the best I can do is explain what I'm doing and talk to them about these things. I remember I would always never answer their phone calls. I would never call them. I would never text them. I would be wondering what the hell I was doing. So don't be that person. Don't be an old Mel. Like, it was not fun. Like, I feel like now that I talk to them more, there's more transparency in what I am and what I'm doing. And they understand me better that way. And it does bring me back to earth talking to them. It makes me remember where I come from, why I'm here. So the main reason why I'm here is fighting for my parents. I'm setting up a future for myself and them, you know? And it just brings me so much calmness. I just kind of came to this realization not that long ago, but it has definitely helped my relationship better. I remember there was points where they were just not supportive of what I do, and like I remember I would waste my energy and stress over them, like understanding what I was doing and whatnot, and for a while it was draining me. So what I say to that is, if your parents aren't supportive of you going to college or like away or your involvement, is give them the time they need to really reflect and understand that what you're doing is for yourself and for you as a person, because you are an adult now. You have to make your own choices and dictate what's going to make you happy, and put your energy into what's going to make you happy. So if you're putting your energy into groups and clubs that do make you truly truly make you happy, then do it. But if that means it's getting toxic with your parents explaining what you're doing, like don't waste your energy there, because it's gonna go in circles. Knowing a lot of parents like mine that are not like haven't experienced that, it's really hard to get around to. But I remember I gave them the time they needed, and now they have a better understanding of why I do the things I do. But yeah, that's my little spiel on college, and kind of the reality of it. It's not all flowers and butterflies. There's gonna be nights where you're just crying into your pillow and want to go home, and you wish you were 12. But it's life, and you can't escape it. So what I suggest is take it a day by time, plan accordingly. Use your resources. So reach out if you have money situations, financial aid, ask your questions, make them give you your answers. But yeah, so college is what you make of it. So as much as you put into it, you'll get out of it. I feel like very happy at where I'm at right now with my college career. It's almost over, one more year left. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Do give your suggestions and tips from college down below. Comment and subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And you're watching Vibrant Speaks, and stay posted for the next one.